back to another scale figure review with me, your host, That Mature Mania. And today we have something I thought would never, ever, ever happen again, but it's definitely happening because it's right here in front of me. Spider-Man 3, I'm not even going to call this a symbiote suit because it's really not. Spider-Man 3 black suit. This suit is such an odd one because Sam Raimi had no clue what was going on. Sam Raimi doesn't know what Venom is. Venom was a hot, hip character, from the 90s. Sam Raimi had no idea who this guy was, really. Sony forced him to put him in the movie because Venom was hot like hotcakes at the moment. And Sam Raimi went, I don't really know what to do with this guy. So he kind of just threw together the concepts that he understood, and he called it a day. That's why it was kind of stinky. But the Hot Toys figure might not be so stinky. The box is really cool. I like the art of it. I don't like this black web here because obviously he doesn't change his webbing at all. A symbiote suit usually uses like a black goo. But this guy was just pretty much the same exact thing, just a little meaner, a little tougher, and black. Not bad, just not perfect either. But here's the box. Like I said, you get to see that glowing spider in the back, which looks super cool. You can see the city in light behind him. This is the deluxe version. You got some spider webs and spider knees. The back, we got Spider-Man 3. And on the side here, we've got spider logo and the beginning of that cool spider. Super excited to get this guy open, especially to see all those deluxe accessories. So why don't we get this guy out right now? So here he is out of the box and looking shiny, silvery, blacky. Not bad. Obviously, still not perfect. Hot Toys, for some reason, can't quite nail the Toby thing. A lot to do with builds and masks and overall feeling. And we'll talk about those a lot more in the next part. But, from a distance, from the camera view right here, it definitely doesn't look bad. Honestly, I'm pretty happy. Not, totally happy, because there's still a lot that could be better. But it's not horrible. I'm a lot more happier with this than I think most people are. But it's still not, perfect. There's still definitely some issues. Some glaring issues that need to be resolved before I could totally say that I'm perfectly content with this guy. But, there's still a lot to talk about. So why don't we get him off of the spinning turntable here and talk about this long laundry list of accessories that we've got going on here. So where the hell do we begin with all of this? I mean, there's just so much to talk about. We've got this really cool display base that's got the top of a church. Obviously, church very significant to Black Suit Spider-Man. You can see there's a perching ledge right here. There is the means to put the pole right here in the goo. The goo is a little weird since he never really goos in a goo way as Spider-Man in the movie. But you know who does goo? Venom. So we might have to see how well Venom looks on this later on. But that's cool. Then we've got a million accessories that don't make any sense. Let's start out with the simple one. So we've got this hungry hippo right here, which is a Venom for his shoulder. But Venom never sits on his shoulder because the symbiote never bonds with the person. It bonds with the suit of Spider-Man. Spider-Man never becomes the host of the symbiote. The suit does. Also, it's not the right thing. It's more like a Venom movie Venom. You can tell because of the more milky eyes. But they still point in, unlike the movie Venom. So I don't really know what this is, but it's supposed to just kind of go on him and sit on him like this, kind of. It's weird. I don't really vibe with it all that much because it doesn't make any sense as to why little Venom head would be eating, poor Peter Parker here. Then we have the more weird of the two, which I believe is the deluxe exclusive piece. I'm trying to move the box. We have this big Venom chunker, which is like this big Venom-y head. It's weird. It looks really cool. I love the way it looks, but it doesn't make any sense for this figure. It does have a tongue, which can go in there, so you can have Venom tongue. But again, this makes no sense for this figure, because at no point in this movie did anything like this happen. If we're just going to make up accessories, we might as well just do whatever we want. But for this one, I like to take the head off first. You just kind of slide it over the top here without damaging the suit. Then you could pop his head back in. And then boom, he's got a little Venom on his head. That's just so weird. It's just such an odd accessory, because like it's like a ventriloquy dummy. And it's really heavy, so Spider-Man really doesn't like it. But it's just such an odd accessory. I don't understand it. But we'll come back to him a little later on to see if I can do something about that. Anyway, moving on. Let's get that off. Please and thank you. I'm scared that that'll damage the suit over time. And I have no doubt in my mind it will if you put it on wrong. For webbing, oh, we've got these other little black goo accessories, which are fine. They just kind of sit on there. They're goo, whatever. This one's got the new webbing stuff, so we've got some of the twists, we got some of the shots, we got some of the... I mean, we've all seen it before. If you've seen a Spider-Man figure, or if you own a Spider-Man figure, one of the more modern ones, this is exactly what you're going to have in your collection. So, the webbing has not changed at all. And finally, we have the Tobey Maguire sculpt. You know, with that comb-over hair, the little dance... all fun. I've definitely gotten a couple different outfits for this head sculpt to try, see which one's my favorite, but we'll see which one of our Bully Maguire figures we will enjoy the most. Anyway, I just punched the box and threw things. The last accessory is just our flaccid mask, of which, you know, he can only wear if his head was flat. That's our holding mask for when you have the head sculpt on and you want him to hold the mask, obviously. Let's talk about Spidey here. The mask is the wrong shape again. It's supposed to be thinner. This one's a little too round. This one's a little better than the... Hello, silly doggy. It's supposed to be a lot thinner. It is a little better than the previous Spider-Man sculpt, which definitely has a little bit more round to it. It's not as... But it's still not perfect. And I know a lot of people complain about it, as it, like, this is like the thing. I don't really mind it. I don't like... The more I look at the original shape for the Spider-Man mask, the more I don't really understand it. It's like thin almost. I just tried to spin him. But I get what people are saying. It's not accurate. It's not perfect. I don't mind the sculpt. What I don't like is the split in his skull right here, where they zipped it up and they tried to cover it over with silver but didn't. So it's just like, the more I look at him, the more I can see this indent in his cranium that's not supposed to be there. So that's what's annoying me about this guy, is that very obvious, like, indent in his skull. I do like the eye color. It's nice and silver. The web lining is really nice. It's good. It's not like the previous one that released with, like, really bad web lining. It's got, like, these little dots, all over the place, so that's fun. It still is weird to me to see web lining in a symbiote suit, but, I mean, I didn't design the damn thing, did I? Coming down, we've got the normal suit here. You know, it's got the logo, which is different because it's more inwards than the other one on the new suit that they did. which is the more like out down. It's a little bit more streamlined on the spider on the front, so it looks really nice. And again, that raised webbing looks really good. On the back here, we have that same logo sitting on its own. It is a little weird out of color, but I still really like it. We've got that Spider-Man iconic, what I like to call anchor belt, because it looks like an anchor the way it belts out. Always my favorite, because it's a nice stopping point to the one color to allow the other color to breathe for a little bit, and then right back to that initial color, which I love oh so much. Nice little splashes of color breakup. With this, obviously, it's a little bit different because it's all black, but you could tell that there's still some color breakup because of that silver gunmetal grayish web lining. So it definitely still works for me, as opposed to, you know, a Miles Morales suit, which I don't really like because it's all black and then it never really recovers color wise. With this, at least we go back to that gunmetal gray web lining on the feet, so I can still be a bit happy. All in all, it's not perfect. It's really not. It's actually kind of annoying because everybody said stuff to Hot Toys. Hot Toys are like, Hot Toys, your masks are off. Your body builds aren't perfect because Toby's got a weird stonkier body. And Hot Toys just kind of went, yeah, but you'll buy it anyway. And they did nothing about it. I feel like you shouldn't have to go through and fix everything because Hot Toys just felt like, oh, you'll do something about it. You know, I guess when you're on the top of the market, you don't have to care. But there should be some sort of semblance of like caring in these products. That's not just like, oh, we're evil corporation, we're business, you know, so we could do what we want and you'll just have to deal with it or don't buy it at all. Which seems to be the motto of most games that are going to fail, or movies that are going to fail over the last like 10 years. They said, if you don't want it, then don't buy it or don't watch it. And that's what kills things. But people still buy it because it's an iconic guy that they like. And Hot Toys can just go, whatever, they bought it. And they can just do it again. I like when they put the effort in to making things feel like they should the first time. I shouldn't have to buy $100 Spider-Man mask sculpt just to feel justified in buying an already like $300 Spider-Man. Anyway, let's take out the No Way Home Spider-Man and see those two together. You could see there was definitely some sort of an attempt made at making it feel more natural to Spider-Man 3. I mean, they did the thicker thighs thing as opposed to the No Way Home one. The sculpt, the mask shape is different. It's more like taller and rounder as opposed to this one, which is just rounder. The eyes are a bit bigger. So you could definitely tell there was an attempt at trying to change it and make it a little bit more how it should be. But they still didn't go all the way where they needed to. Maybe one day we'll get a perfect Tobey Maguire figure from Hot Toys. Maybe it won't even be from Hot Toys. I wonder how those Thunder Toys ones are. I never picked them up. I kind of wish I did, just to see if they were worthwhile. But I never got around to it. But to say which one's your favorite of the two is up to you. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with liking the No Way Home one. I don't hate it because it's still shaped like what I like. And I keep the head sculpt on it anyway for now. So it makes it a little bit better because it looks a little less weird with the regular head sculpt on. Black Suit Spider-Man definitely has some perks. It's got some drawbacks. But they both have this ugly seam line on their head. So it's really, really up to you which ugly seam-lined guy you like the most. Next on my laundry list of things to bring out here, the symbiote suit from Spider-Man 2. It never occurred to me how much taller that guy is than Tobey Maguire here. Tobey is really short, and this symbiote suit towers over him. And it, that's how a symbiote suit should look. Obviously, nothing against Sam Raimi again. But boy, do I, in my mind, when I close my eyes, I envision a way the symbiote suit should look like. And when I open them, I always pick left out of right. Left of the two out of the two. But, he tried. He tried doing something. I know there's some behind-the-scenes stuff of him trying to do something similar to this, and it looking really weird in live action, so that could just be the problem. It could have just been limitations to technology at the time, because it really does look a little BDSM-y. So, granted, he did try, at least from what I saw, but it is hard to beat something like that. There's something like that. I just love that white logo in the middle. I think even... No, I think the silver is probably the best way. If they had thrown white on there, it would have looked really janky and jarring. Maybe on the actual Venom, it would have looked fine from the movie, but on this suit, probably not so much. And speaking of actual Venoms from the movie, I'm pretty sure he's sitting behind me waiting right now. And here we have the fun Thunder Toys Venom with the Hot Toys symbiote suit or black suit Spider-Man. And I guess they're quite the pair. I don't really know what to say about this other than I like this Venom. It's fun. It's super silly. I wish he had the white logo instead, and I think it would be doing a lot more for the look if he had the white logo. But honestly, the black stuff going on in this movie was already really weird, and it's a little weirder. But I don't hate the way these two look. I think they look fine with each other. Obviously, it makes more sense to have the red and blue suit with this suit, but I just wanted to show you, how the symbiote traveled throughout the movie, because, that's a whole journey. It's the journey of finding himself in the symbiote world, even though it had really no motivation in the movie of its own. Anyway, I've got one more silly little idea in my head before we move on to articulation. So why don't we take a look in my mind real quick. No, dear viewer, you did not accidentally just click into the wrong review. We are not back in the whoever this was, Eddie Brock figure. We are here for Eddie Brock in my Spider-Man figure review. So I want to see if I can make this work. We're going to take this Venom bit. We're going to put it over his head. Very delicately, And we're going to see if Venom here would work and look good with Eddie. And honestly, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't hate it. I think on a stand it'll look fine because he's really trying to support himself with the weight. But honestly, I think this Venom looks a lot more like it belongs with Eddie than it does with Peter. So they might end up keeping each other company from now on, especially, it kind of looks like Venom's going on a fun adventure and Eddie's just kind of there for the ride. Definitely liking the way this looks a lot more than I like the thing on Spider-Man. But, to each their own. Moving on, let's finally do some articulation. So, that far, not far, unfortunately, for, us and our love of life and 360 degrees, up that far, down that far. So you're not getting much, mainly because this head is fabriced in, which is always much better than what Hot Toys was doing with the other Spider-Man, where it was kind of weird in a plastic sculpt. So I'll take it. Arm goes up that far. Arm goes up that far. Arm goes back that far. Decent bend at the elbow. Free wrist swivel. Crunch. Back crunch. Decent spread. Leg goes up. Leg goes back a lot more than usual. Knee bend a little bit more than 90, and free ankle articulation. I was hoping for some toe bend. Oh, there is some toe bend. It's just in a really weird spot because it's not really at the toes. It's the middle of the foot. So not bad overall. You could definitely get some cool Spider-Man poses. You just got to be careful of the Spider-Man curse of it creasing over time. Because, that's just what we're used to, I guess. Anyway, end of the video time. Almost had it. It's close. It's very, very close, but it's not perfect. There's a lot going for it. There's a lot of good going for it. There's a lot of not so good going for it at the same time, obviously. Is it something that I hate? No. Is it something I wish that it was better, and I wish Hot Toys could just put the effort into making their things good the first time? Absolutely, every single time. Every time Hot Toys releases a new figure and it's just subpar because they didn't feel like putting the effort in to, I don't know, making the head shape right or making the body right, it's just a little bit more annoying because I know they can do it because they've done it with random figures where it's just like perfect for no reason. And then they'll do the opposite for the figures that everybody wants. You're like, oh boy, I can't wait. Spider-Man 3. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be perfect. And then Hot Toys is like, it could be better. And they do it every time. They just schmuzz out some schmoker schmoo figure, and it's perfect. And then the good one that's supposed to be perfect is bad. Spider-Man is supposed to be like the bread and butter for Hot Toys, and if they're just schmopping it up every single time, eventually people might stop buying. I don't think they will because Spider-Man is too popular. I don't, because the people speak with their money, and they continue to speak with their money in a way that just says, yeah, of course I'll buy this schmutz stuff. And it's getting to the point. I bought it. I also bought it with hopes that it would be better when it released, and it still has its problems. Obviously, no figure is ever going to be perfect. They can be real damn near close to it, but I don't think we'll ever get a perfect figure. There's always going to be something wrong with it, As much as I like InArt's Batman, the regular sculpt is just too small. As much as I like, Hot Toys is... I don't know, I don't have an example right now. I'm looking around the room, hold on. I got nothing. But you get the point, There's always gonna be something weird, something wrong, something annoying, and that's what kills me. Because it can't just be good; it needs to be great. I'm not looking for perfect. I'm looking for great. Hot Toys, they release a Batman Begins figure for Batman Begins, and then they just make the worst figure they've ever released, and they're like, yep, enjoy that. Wave 2 will look better, but Wave 1, whoever got it on the first release, that sucks for you, dude. It's just tiring, because it's not changing, and it doesn't seem like they have any intent on changing, despite the market shifting constantly now with different 6-scale figures. That's just my rant on the current state of the 6-scale figure market. If you enjoyed this guy, if you got this guy, let me know. If you have the original one and you prefer it over this one, feel free to let me know why, what it has that this one doesn't, what you feel. If you have this guy, let me know how you feel about him. Or if you're waiting for this guy, and I hope this review helped you make the decision whether you're excited for it or not, or if you're going to cancel, or if you're going to keep it. I'm hoping that this video could at least help you out somewhat to some extent. It sure helped me, make a video, I guess. And, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe, because the subscribe button and the like button they're like right there, dude. You can just press them. They're right at the bottom. It's nice and easy. It's like the easiest thing you could ever do. You've already clicked on the video. You've done the hard part. You watched the video. Now you just need to click on those 2 little bottom parts. That's the easy part. And, as always, with all of that out of the way, I've been me, and you've been you, and thank you for watching another 6-scale figure review. Hopefully you join me next time when we review something maybe new. I will see you then.